has begun debate on two voting rights bills favored by Democrats, but the legislation will likely die, perhaps as soon as tomorrow.
Senate Democrats appear to be 2 votes shy of the 50 they need to change the rules so a bill can pass with a simple majority. KTLA 5's Christina Pascucci is live with tonight's new developments. Christina.
Hi, Sharon, Sam. Yeah, we're following this really closely. A lot of people having a short work week, right? But it could feel like a long one, at least for those debating around voting rights on the Senate floor. That heated debate continued today, and the only thing that both sides seem to agree upon is that a lot is at stake.
It is a fight for the soul and the future of America.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the eyes of the nation are on the Senate to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, which would make voting rules that discriminate illegal, and the Freedom to Vote Act.
To increase the ability to vote, do things like making Election Day a national holiday and ensuring early voting.
Members of this chamber were elected to debate and to vote, especially on an issue as vital to the beating heart of our democracy.
Dems say democracy's under attack. 19 states have passed dozens of restrictive voting laws since the 2020 election, like in Montana, which allowed same-day registration the past 15 years, but since 2020 said no more.
Obviously, we had all the controversy with the 2020 election, and there haven't been many demonstrated cases of fraud from that election, but many states, especially states kind of run by Republicans, especially many in the South, have used the past few years to tighten, kind of who can vote.
On Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the icon's granddaughter called for the voting rights bills to pass.
If you're 9 years or older and you look like me, then you will have fewer voting rights on your 18th birthday than America promised you on the day you were born.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell said this is not about the civil rights movement.
This is about one party wanting the power.
He claims the changes Democrats want will do more harm to the election system.
Weakening widely popular voter ID laws and making it harder to produce accurate voter rolls is not about making voting easier. It's about making cheating easier.
Late Tuesday, Senator Schumer vowed to change filibuster rules to move ahead without Republican support. But not all Dems are on board. This is a big test for President Biden, who campaigned to change voting rules.
His view is that it's never a good idea not to shoot for the moon with what your proposals are and what you're fighting for. And the alternative is to fight for nothing.
And Christina, what are the chances that Senators Manchin and Sinema might change their minds about the filibuster and vote with the other 48 Democrats?
Cher, I mean, politics at this point, it's anyone's guess, but everyone from President Biden, Democrat-wise, from him down below, has been lobbying for them to change their minds. So far, they haven't. But one of two things have to happen for this voting rights bill to pass. One, the Democrats have to get 60 votes, which they don't have. Or two, one of those senators have to change their mind. And at this point, it doesn't look like either thing will happen. But we will wait and see. I'll send it back to you.